Hi, my name is Amy. This is One Small Sparkle, and today I'm going to be unboxing for you guys my first and currently only Margaret. Oh my god. This was a gift. I got it for my birthday. This year? Yeah, this year. And I'm saving it because I don't know if I'll ever be able to get another. I'm not really someone who wants to pick stuff up on destaches. But that means that I have to get there in time, and I don't know if that's gonna be a possibility. So I kind of just want to let it marinate in my. I wouldn't even call it a stash. I have like 4 Diamond Art clubs in total that I haven't done. So out of the, I think 4 that I have done. So again, I don't have a lot of diamond paintings. So I want to kind of hold for a bit so I could just kind of enjoy. But anyway, I digress. What's the word I'm looking for? Um, Already off track. So let me open this up. And, well, I'll tell you the specifications as I fight with plastic. So this is Down the Rabbit Hole by Margaret Morales. One of the, I don't know, I consider Margaret diamond paintings to be like one of the greats. You know what I mean? Like every diamond painting is a joy unto itself because if you like the art, you got it, kind of thing. But I think that Margaret Morales, at least as far as I've seen, is kind of one of those ones where, like, who doesn't love a Margaret? You know what I mean? So I am beyond thrilled that this exists in my home. Like, she's right here. Holy crap. Let me. I think I usually open this from the other side, actually. Let me open it. As you can tell, beautiful blue box. This is going to be a square. There are 61 colors plus an AB, an electro, and 5 fairy dust. It is a 22 by 30 with a total amount of drills of 30. I can't read. I'm dyslexic. Shoot me. It is 68,320. This one, I hadn't opened it all yet, so I still got the kit in there. And our little thank you purchase. Mix room for myself. Nice big fat tray in there. Big kit, big tray. Not gonna go over this. You know the drill. Greater people than I have explained the Diamond Art Card Kit. If you need an explanation, it's out there for you. The thank you purchase. Let's see what we got in terms of our card. I'm seeing a bronze. That is okay. Yep, a bronze. But look at, is that not just to die for? I love. Okay. And then we have our thing. Same deal. You know the drill. Throwing that away. We have our color palette. Some reds, some oranges, some like greeny yellows, a bunch of blues, a little bit of purple in there, a little bit of green. Very nice color palette. Very also like earthy color palette, I feel like. So I'm excited for that. Let me move that on over. Are we on the wrong side for the, no, on the right side? Oh, maybe that's why I open it that way, is so that I actually get the right end to take a look. Yeah. Well, let me use this as a. Oh, this is upside down. I see hair. I see cards. Oh, oh, beautiful. Oh my goodness. Looks like, again, a little bit more of a decent combination when it comes to blocking and confetti. Take a look at the drills in a second. Let me actually roll this back before I get, well, breaking shit. Before I get too all over the place. Let's roll it. Roll it, roll it, roll it. You see me rolling. How is this in terms of, yeah, pretty much the length of the diamond painting is the length of my desk. Oh, that is stunning. Yeah, like even in like per sections, I'm not seeing a whole lot of confetti time in the background. Obviously there's gonna be a bit more, but even like even this, like the square here, like there's decent chunks for each little bit, so it doesn't feel super confetti, despite there being like a lot of stuff going on. Just doing a little peruse. Oh, this is so pretty. I'm not gonna make it like my life's mission to own every Margaret, because I feel like that's an undertaking that I don't have the wallet for, but very, very happy to have a one. Let's take a look at the shtick. If I can find where I put that. There we go. Yep, decent shtick. As to be expected. Although I say that, but I feel like I've heard a lot of talk of there being issues with the shtick of Diamond Art Clubs, but seems good so far. Yep, sticky. This is I've done squares, I believe. I don't think this is my first square of Diamond Art Club. No, I had one other square. Technically two, counting the craft room hanging sign, but I have one square that I have done. So I'm also saving this for later just because I have more rounds than squares right now. And I do prefer squares. It's just more so that, like, of what I've been able to get and of the art pieces that I've specifically wanted, like, I go for the image, not the type. So I just happen to have more rounds than squares, but I'm obsessed. This is so pretty. I get what the hype is about because this is flawless. Like, look at her face. Oh my god. Super cute. And the little Banu. I love him. Okay. Let's take a look at our deal. I haven't seen an Electro in person, so I'm really excited for that. So we've got our Electro. Just says E-Crew, which is interesting. Because that's not DMC. Is it DMC? I've never seen a DMC not be a number. But yeah, I'm assuming our Electro says E-Crew next to it instead of like a number, which is interesting. And then we've got our AB, our actually maybe the K44 is the Electro. What's this E-Crew then? Because we've got our AB, K, which I'm assuming is the Electro, and then all of our fairy dust. What is this E-Crew? I'm gonna look for that. I'm gonna have to see what the heck that means when we go through. And again, you know the drill. I'm not gonna go through the whole shebang in terms of every single color or like drill train it. We're just picking out the specials. And then we'll do our deep dive on whereabouts they are in the image. I love these blues. Blue's not my favorite color, but like I love blues. Pink is my favorite. But like pink, blue, and purple are like 10 out of 10. And I'm not just saying that because they're the bi flag. In general, I like those. But let's see. Does that not just look fantastic? All right, let's do a little, let's make an M. There we go. Pull the first one. So, oh, we already have our first fairy dust. So it's gonna be that nice teal color. Lovely. And then we've got a yellow AB. Like a yellowy orange almost. More yellow than orange, but like not like neon yellow, you know what I mean? Looking good. And then what are you? Okay, so there's that one. I'm gonna try to keep this a little bit more because when I put away the West Coast Ocean, it's a mess. So put that off to the side. Then our next blue. Oh, here's K. This must be the Electro. Holy. Okay, I'm just gonna like look at that a bit closer for myself because that is. These are the metallic-y kind of colors. So it's like a gold metallic color. That is gorgeous. I love how it's catching the light too. That's gonna be so nice. I'm really excited to see where that is. Oh, it looks like there's some of them in there. E-crew. Yeah, what is this? Does anybody know what this means? What is e-crew? I'm gonna have to Google it. Because it just looks like a normal color to me. Like I don't see... Doesn't look frosted. Doesn't look any different than the one next to it. So what is e-crew? It's gonna bug me. I'm gonna look it up later. Here is our next fairy dust. Nice pale yellow there. Very pretty. And that is the last one for this rope of Desmond's. Put this in. No, come back. I don't know how people get them back in. Like, I feel like this is such a hot mess. Okay. There's that one. Here we have two back to back. These are pretty big bags of this too. But white and light blue. Gorgeous. That's all of it for this Desmond rope. That's what I'm going to call them now. They're Desmond ropes. Not to be confused with Desmond's ropes, because that's something else entirely. Yeah, we don't talk about Desmond's ropes here. And then this is going to be all of our majority colors, our big fat bags. Which I would be surprised to see a special in something that we have like so much of. Oh, there we go. We do have one of our fairy dusts in this like nice pale, kind of like dusty purple. It looks more gray than purple, I think, on camera, but like, take my word for it. It's like a pale, super pale gray purpley color, which is a nice big bag of that one. So I'm super looking forward to finding out where that is in our deep dive. I can get these back in any semblance of niceness. Okay, no, stay over there. Okay, so first one's first is we have our AB. So our AB is just a square shape. Let's take a look. And it's like a yellowy goldish color. So I'm going to assume it's probably in the hair. Oh, I do see a little bit of it down here. See if it's anywhere else. I would assume, because that's like pretty small. Right? Yeah, it's in the hair. So we have our little bit over here, some here, a little bit right there, right there. So go higher up in the hair. Right there, there's a nice line. There's a bit there. So yeah, so that is a hair accent color. And then a little bit in the chain. I think it was, yeah, right here. So a little bit of both. The next one is our electro, which is the metallic one. And that's actually kind of in these like sparkles in the background. So there's some here. And then there's, am I off kilter? A little bit. There we go. So there's some here, a little bit here in the watch. Little sparkles over here and over here. And then in the gold chain on the bottom side, like the darker side there, little sparkle. I don't think it's in the higher up portion. Yeah, not in the higher portion of the chain, just the lower. And then in these little sparkle parts here. Sparkles. Sparkles up here and here. I don't think it's going to be any in the hair because that doesn't really make sense, even though it's like similar color-wise. Yeah. So it's just going to be in these like little shines. And then in the watch and chain on the bottom part here, which makes sense. That's going to really pop since it's kind of like throughout the background, which is really cool. The next we have is one of our fairy dusts. So that's a weird symbol. I don't think I've ever seen this symbol before. It's this little like two lines that don't touch, but then a line going through. It's very odd looking. But oh, I see it already. So it's this little card right here. Is it going to be in more cards then, or is it going to be in the dress? I would assume partially in the dress. Yeah, okay, so it's in the shoes here. And right here, and then a little bit on the edge. Maybe not so much the dress, though. Oh, I do see a little bit of it right here. And a little bit right there. Is it in the bunny ears? Yeah, it's in the bunny ears, so it's kind of a highlight for that, and a little bit... Oh, not that one, sorry. Just in the ear highlights. Not seeing it otherwise. A little bit up in the collar here. And then in this card here. And actually a little bit on the tip of her bow. I'm not seeing it elsewhere in the bow yet. Just a little bit right there. Here. A little bit here. So it's kind of like not a highlight so much, because I feel like a highlight's going to be like the white here, but a little bit on the edges of her hair. Not that part. And then for the most part, it's going to be highlighting accentuations in the shoes, bunny, collar, and then a couple cards. Oh, and a little bit right there too. Oh, and there's actually little sprinkles of it. Oh, I didn't even see that. Again, let me know if you spot something that I don't spot, or if you know where stuff is that I am missing. Feel free. I promise I'm not going to be offended. But yeah, little sparkles throughout the... not these ones, but this right here. Just a little bit right there in this, like, potion bottle here. Which makes sense because, you know, drink one to get small, drink one to get big. Fitting with the theme. Are there more sprinklies? I'm sorry, just double checking to see now that, like, I noticed it. No, it's a different sparkle up there. So, on the bottom half, aside from the rest of it throughout her, there's little smatterings of it in the background. The next one we have a symbol C, and it's more of a teal kind of look to it, so it's greener. Yeah, so we can see it in the highlights on the, I guess, leaves of the flowers here. Yeah. And there's some here, some here, some here. Also just double checking to make sure that I'm not missing any throughout, like, in case there's something in here. But looks to be, yeah, just in these little highlights on the leaves. Not seeing that elsewhere. Yeah, okay. Which is nice, because I feel like the flowers deserve their own little bit, too. There's actually a ton, if I can tell, of that light purple, kind of like grayish purple, fairy dust, because it's this giant section right here, and down here, and throughout, and here, and all of this right here. I don't think it's... oh, there's actually some of the light blue beneath the clock as well. I didn't see that before. But yeah, tons of the light purple in the bottom half of the canvas. There's a little bit of a sprinkling over there. There's a little bit around the edging on the hair here. I'm assuming there's not going to be as much up here, because this is a lot of the, like, yellows of the hair. And this is more of a purple color. Yeah, I don't see any up there, but big chunks of it at the end of, like, the ribbon coming off of her dress. Yeah, just here, 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 here. A little bit in the tights. Nice big chunk in the tights here as well. And then I think that's pretty much it. So that one's more south side of the canvas. And the next one we have is probably going to be more north side of the canvas, because this is a symbol, which is a kind of like a ruddy yellow. So let me just roll it out on it, just making sure. Yeah, I don't think I've missed anything down there. There's a little bit of it in the chain, which makes sense. So it's like a chain highlight on the top side of the chain. There's a little bit coming off of the, well, not really coming off, because that's not steam. That's like the tea coming out of the cup. But there's some in here. And then there's some in the hair there. Some in the hair there. There, along there. Yeah, lots of it in the hair. Here, here. Just a hair highlight. Not so much, I'm not seeing any at the very top of the canvas, but like throughout the actual like movement of the body of her hair is pretty consolidated. Oh, there's actually a little bit of the fairy dust purple in the bow as well. I didn't see that. But yeah, here, throughout here, in the tea that's coming out of the cup, and then her hair. And then a little bit in that upper chain. So it's actually kind of nice, all things considered, because if the like V-shape symbol is predominantly down in the south end of the canvas, and there's like a corresponding one that's in the north side of the canvas, so it still balances out despite the fact that like one color is down here and one is up there in terms of special. And then the last one being the white which we're going to see in the cards. There's little sprinklings of it throughout. There's sprinkles over here. The highlights on the shoes and the tights. Highlights in the dress. The cufflinks that she's wearing. Little tiny smidgen on the clock. More sparkle on the cards. The highlight of the tea. The sparkly highlights in the flowers here. And then we're supposed to see if it's in the hair at all. Which I don't actually think it is. Oh, aside from this little bit right up here. And then a little bit of sparkle over there. It's predominantly the cards and highlights in the body of her dress. That was actually pretty good. I feel like, and maybe this is a thing with Margaret's, but you can kind of tell where the accent is going to be. But I think that's a pretty decent, like, coverage throughout. I feel like maybe it's a little bit more bottom heavy in terms of where the specials are, because I feel like there's a lot more going on here than here. So they've kind of like sprinkled it throughout in the background. And obviously in the flowers, there's a bit more here. And then the hair. But this feels more like it's accentuating aspects of the canvas, where the bottom side has like chunks to it. Just a bit different. So, oh, my cat's crying. I'm gonna be 1 sec. Okay, sorry about that. We'll see if she cries to be let back out. As she most likely will be. But, what was I saying? Yeah, like, there's just more chunky portions of specials on the south side than there are highlights on the top. Which I'm really interested to see in what that's going to look like once it's finished. If that kind of balances it out, or if I'm like visually your eyes just more drawn to here than up there. But we'll find out. Let me know if you have this canvas and what your thoughts are. And let me know what your favorite Margaret is, because I'm also very curious. This was just happened to be in stock. And I like jumped on the opportunity when my friend was like, which of these would you like for your birthday? I was like, oh my god, a Margaret's available? Yeah, the Margaret. I'm actually not sure what my favorite would be now that I'm thinking about it, though. Let me take a look at... Oh my god, cat. Hey, get down. Let me take a look and see on what I would consider my favorite Margaret. I'm just glancing. Dark Lilith is really good. Hey, get down. Get down. Nope. She's trying to eat something off of my desk. There was a bunny one that came out recently. That was very cute, but I'm not a bunny person, per se. Duchess Capella is also fantastic. Sorry. My cat. My cat is a terror. Who knows? No bounds. That's a way to put it. Oh, there's one that's a blue, that has like blue dragons in it. Mizuchira, that one's gorgeous. I think Dragon Spirit, also kind of same vibe. And Duchess Capella. There's a few. I don't know if I can pick a favorite out of those even. Maybe Mizuchira. That's probably... I'll call that one my favorite for now. Until I take a better look at it. But yeah, overall, super excited. Definitely something that I'm going to be keeping undone for a little bit, just because I want to let it marinate. Want to just kind of enjoy the fact that it's there before I go through the process. And I want to go through more of my round drills before I get to currently the only square Diamond Art Club that I have. So I'm going to let it sit for a little bit. But again, thank you for hanging out with me. You know the drill. Do all the things. and have a great rest of your day.